Today, I want to ask a simple but serious question. Who is speaking for Nigeria in the world right now? Who represents Nigeria in Washington, in London, in Berlin, in Beijing? The answer is no one. Up until today, August 2025, nearly 2 years, no new ambassadors have been appointed. What that means is Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa, has no official voice in key countries.
So, over 7 months ago, I made a post about President Bola Tinubu not appointing ambassadors, even though he was already almost 2 years into office. I raised this concern because, apart from the fact that I understood ambassadors perform important diplomatic functions, I also understood that timing in diplomacy does matter. That there are windows at which certain things are expected to happen. So, then in November 2025, the administration of Bola Tinubu finally released the list of ambassadorial nominees. Immediately those names were released, we all witnessed the eruption, we saw the backlash, but despite all this, the Senate went ahead to confirm the nominees in December 2025. But even after the confirmation, it took this administration another 3 months until March 6 to finally announce the specific countries where these ambassador designates would be posted. And now, another development is beginning to unfold because reports indicate that only 2 countries, that is the United Kingdom and France, have formally accepted some of the nominees, with several other countries yet to respond because in diplomacy, the process is known as agreement. That is, the receiving country must approve an ambassador before the person can officially assume that role. And sometimes, timing matters, which is the remaining tenure of the government, and this can influence how quickly or whether or not those nominees have been accepted, which brings me back to the point I raised some months ago. Because of the bureaucratic nature of this administration, the way information is being ordered, decisions sometimes appear poorly timed and disconnected from how global diplomatic system actually operates. And this raises a deeper question about the level of strategic awareness within the leadership structure of Bola Tinubu. Because either the president was not properly advised that diplomacy has its own timeline and protocols, or perhaps people just assume that because Nigeria sometimes runs on anyhow approach internally, that same approach could simply be extended to the rest of the world. Because tell me why several countries, including India, are reportedly hesitant to accept some of Nigeria's recently nominated ambassadors. The reason, honestly, is not because some of them have bad reputation. The reason is tied to the diplomatic norms around the remaining tenure of Bola Tinubu. And sometimes when some of us raise these issues like this, we are quickly labeled haters. But months later, events are beginning to unfold. Today, the events are simply playing themselves out. And what this is revealing is not just diplomatic delay, but is also exposing the depth of leadership awareness, the preparedness in managing Nigeria's global relations. Because sometimes, when people around power are too afraid to speak honestly, what we begin to see are avoidable mistakes and global embarrassment from an administration that should have known better. It is a truth at a time. Take care and have a nice day.